Okay, so a quick video, a personal video. Um, as some of you guys know, I went to Vietnam in December. I was visiting some friends, Jeff and Megumi Ferris, who are fantastic friends, and they work for the Billy Graham Evangelical Association, and they are fantastic. He is actually a festival director. So wherever a festival is in Asia, Jeff often is in charge of logistics and the local church and the venue and the government and translators and sort of all of the parts that help make a festival come together. He is in charge of those things, and I actually was able to attend the last night of the festival with Franklin Graham um, in Hanoi, Vietnam, and it was super special. We weren't sure if I was going to be able to make it or not, but I was, and it was so special. The end of the year was very busy, but it was just fantastic. I loved seeing what Jeff did and did with a communist government and how it worked with the churches and his translators, and just to watch it come alive and to see hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people hear the gospel message maybe for the first time, and many coming to know Jesus for the first time, and how then BGEA hands things over to the local church to follow up with those individuals. It was just, man, it was so special. The night was special. There's a sort of a slideshow or a Google photo album of my trip. So that was like the first night that I got there. It was so cool. I mean, I was a zombie, but so special. I actually got to share the gospel with a Vietnamese guy who just showed up and saw that I was like a Caucasian and obviously had everything to do with this festival when I really didn't. I had just shown up. But I was able to talk to him. He very basic English, but then was able to get a translator to come in and help me. And now that person, actually, I found out just a couple of months ago that that person is attending a local body of believers and is learning about Jesus. And I'm not sure if he's accepted Christ yet, but that was my first night. It was insane. So I basically got settled with Jeff and Megumi and their little one Maya in their sort of their apartment. And for the next several days, if any of you have been involved in festivals, it's exhausting the days after. You just need time off. But Jeff had some finishing meetings. Maya and Megumi and I, we sort of saw some sights, and she just showed me a little bit of the city. And then when Jeff was finished, maybe 2 or 3 days later, he had saved all of his like cultural stuff, tourist stuff, for when I was coming, which was amazing. So we actually got to go to like the War Museum and hear about the Vietnam War, not just with the Americans, but also with French colonialization, and see it from the North Vietnamese and the Vietnamese perspective, the Hanoi Hilton, and all sorts of. It was incredible. We got to see an ethnology museum. Yeah, so it was just great. I was so thankful. It was a great end to the year for me. I was there for 10, 11 days. We also we did one excursion. We went up north about 5 hours. It's a little south of the Chinese border. We went and just stayed in a homestay, which is sort of like a bed and breakfast, but it's pretty rudimentary. And we went hiking in the rice paddies for a couple of days, and it was just so cool. It was damp. It was cold. I mean, in Hanoi, it's the winter, and it was probably 65 degrees, and everybody's like in winter coats and hats and on their scooters and stuff, which was funny to me. I was in shorts and t-shirt, but they thought I was crazy. But besides that, in the north, it was like 45, 50, and so all of us were bundled up. But it was a fantastic time. You'll see some pictures and stuff. I hope you enjoy those. But I really enjoyed the travel. The plane flight was not as fun, but it was worth it for sure. Found a great plane fare, saved my pennies, and just wonderful to spend time with Jeff and Megumi. Back here at home, I was able to see both my sisters for Christmas, and their families. which was awesome. And then I was home for a few days in January, and then headed out to the medical trip. So as you can see from the stuff that we're doing, my schedule with SCORE, you could see that it's busy. But besides that, the focus group, the single adult group that I lead on Monday nights at church, that's part of my schedule. I've got probably 2 seminary classes that I'm going to be taking. One, I have my first counseling class from my MDiv. That's coming up in February and March, and then I'm not sure what I'm going to take in the fall. But it's going to be busy. It's going to be good. But I'm really looking forward to seeing what God does. I'm trying to balance myself pretty well. I'm trying to have a regular schedule when I'm home in the morning with reading and prayer, and then going to the gym or just being able to exercise. My health has been really good. The last few days of the medical trip, I got a cold. I think a lot of us that were there for 2 weeks got a little bit under the weather, but for the most part, I'm super thankful. Really glad for good health. My apartment, my townhouse, is awesome. I had to replace the hot water heater and the sump pump this last year, but besides that, it's been great. I'm really thankful. I got one of those. Somebody blessed me with one of those Nest thermostats. I got that, I think, for Christmas, or no, not for Christmas, for my birthday. I'm not sure exactly, but sometimes I leave my heat on when I travel, and it just has an app where I can just turn off or turn to like an eco type of setting on my heat. So, man, God has just been so cool. He's been so gracious to me. I'm blown away. I'm blown away with the opportunities that I've been given. I'm blown away by the faithfulness of God. I'm blown away that I'm healthy and able to do what I do with teams, with focus here at home. I'm hoping this year there's 2 women and an elderly woman about 2 houses down from me, and then one across the way from me that are interested in a Bible study. And so I really would like to begin praying intentionally and meeting intentionally with some of the older folks that live around me. Most of them are elderly in my townhouse community, and which is totally cool. They're awesome people. But you could just be praying that even though I travel and stuff a lot, that, man, my sphere of influence is sort of all over the place, I guess you could say, from the work I do. But home is here, and Jesus is needed in these townhouses that are right around me. And so you can pray for that. Pray for my schooling, just being able to pay for that and being able to pay attention and get through my classes. I'm going to be traveling 1 week while I'm in class, and that's not going to work out well. But I'm just trusting the Lord that He's going to lead me. I'm actually preaching at a couple of churches in the next month or 2. So there's just a bunch of really cool things. In light of that, I obviously need to make sure that I'm just taking care of myself and having time to rest and just spend time with the Lord and spend time like watching soccer on TV, just doing brainless things. So anyway, I am so grateful. On a lighter note, I got a Swiffer. I've never had one before, so I actually get to wash my floors appropriately. And some of you are like, "What? You didn't have one before? How did you?" But I got a new like Pergo floor type of stuff on really good sale. But I was washing it on my hands and knees until somebody was like, "You're an idiot. Get a Swiffer." So I have a Swiffer now, and I'm still a terrible cook, but I'm working on it. Anyway, I'm trying to throw all sorts of stuff in this video, but my plants haven't died. I'm healthy. I got a Swiffer. I'm doing well. So anyway, I hope you guys are great. I hope this video makes you laugh. My mind is everywhere, but I'm just super grateful. Thank you for being amazing, for praying for me, for encouraging me, and I will talk to you hopefully soon.